Okay, this is the lab now for number 2. Actually, as I told you, the lab number 62 is not correct name, because actually in my previous semester when I taught these courses, this lab was lab number 6. That's why the name is lab number 6. But you should write the lab number 4 too. Okay. I write the code before. That's why I'm going to run it. This is the code for this circuit. If you check this circuit, you have one output and 4 input and different and, or, and not gate, and you have different signals here. Okay, so let me check our code line by line. You should write this code by yourself. At the beginning of the code, again, I use the library IEEE, and also I use this category. Okay, so this is the same in our code. Here we define our entity. Actually, I named my entity lab 62, but you can write your entity. For example, this is lab number 4, and section 2, you can write the lab 42. Okay, so change this font for your own code. As I told you, I name it because in my previous semesters for the student I write it for the lab number 6. Okay, so you should change it to lab for number 2. And here again we finish it with the same name, same entity name. And here we define our port. Again, we have 1, 2, 3 and 4 inputs, so we write it as an in, and the type of the port is STD logic. And we have one output. Again, we name it as F, and output, the direction is out, the direction here is in, the direction here is out, and the type is STD logic. And here we define one architecture. Our architecture begins from here to here. You can see this is the name of our architecture, and again the name of our architecture. And this must be the same as the name of our entity. My entity name is lab 62, so here must be the lab 62. It means that this architecture is a part of the lab 62, the entity lab 62. And here we design our signals S1 to 10, and also here S1 2 3 4. Okay, we don't have a 5. Okay, I forget the 5. It's okay. You can write it here as a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 signal. Here we forget one signal name. Actually, it's just a name, it's nothing important. So our signal must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we have one missing as a S5. It's okay. So we have a 10 signal, and the type of the signal is STD logic. Okay, and here between begin and end we write our signal. For example, here not of x3 assigned to the S1, not of x2 assigned to the S2, not of x1 assigned to S3, and so on. Okay, and here also you can see that the AND of S3 and x2 and S1, the AND of this 3 will be assigned to S5, and so on up to here. The NAND of you can see we can write different gate, NOT, AND, OR, XOR, and here NAND. The NAND of these two signal will be assigned to F, and finish. Okay, let me run it. Actually, because I saved it before, that's why it doesn't ask me are you going to save it again, because I saved this project before. Just let me compile it. You can see here compile reached to 20%. So for the lab number 4, you should write 2 projects and send it to me. This is the second one. So in your email you should send me the project for lab number 4 part 1 and project for the lab number 4 part 2. So I going to ask you to write 2 separate files. Okay, not in just one file. So your email, the attached file must be 2 files. And also don't forget